Hello and welcome to part 137 of the Coding Game Engine live stream, and this is part 68 I guess of the GUI, and we're still doing the minimap and view. So we was doing the view stuff. Actually, just open that up. Doing the view stuff. No, yeah, we had just implemented views a couple of days, a couple of streams ago, and I was just trying to figure out how to get, figuring out how to get it to work and everything. Ultra says hello, glad to see you again. Yep, I think the last time I did stream was on Friday, I want to say. Did I not click run? You're saying I think that last time we did stream was last Friday. Okay, so we got this. And in the draw, I think we just activate the view, then we draw it, then we set this new view. Let me for a second try something. So this would be the full screen, and what is the size of that circle? So it's a radius of 10, which is pretty big. So from one end, the diameter, to go to one end to another, and they'll explain a different diameter, will be 20. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, it looks the same because I haven't done the that viewport thing. Are you using a custom window creation tool, or are you going to make your own? So currently it's built on top of SFML. Obviously it's so abstracted now, you're really not seeing any references to SFML. Okay, there's a reference there, but for the most part it's all just our own abstraction layer. Make my own custom window? Maybe. I've done that stuff before when I was at uni. I remember. It's such a pain. Maybe not. I have a problem with organizing classes. Even I'm about getting advanced in OpenGL. So what should I do for that? I'll try to do a simple game engine. Can you suggest me a good way? Okay, so what's the problem you're having with organizing the classes? Are you struggling to figure out how to put them in different folders, how to categorize them, and are you essentially putting them all in one folder, or split into two folders? The header and the source file, whatever you call them, include header, INC, SRC for source, SORC implementation, whatever it is. What's the exact issue you're having with the organization? If you tell me the exact issue, I should better be able to help you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is also create another circle. I'll put this as blue. I'll put its position to C2. Dot set position to 2. I think I'll do it like this. First of all, I'm going to say underscore data. I already know the window size, to be fair. I've got it in a engine definition over here. Screen underscore width. Obviously things can change, but this is just for testing purposes. Screen underscore width minus c2.getWidth, and we're just going to do the same for the height now. This should anchor it now, and I'll check your comments. Yeah, that's my problems with including files, and I don't know when to make it private or public. Totally agree. That's, I think, a major concern for a lot of people, is how to figure that sort of stuff. Okay, so in terms of organizing classes, the simple answer is with time you'll get better at it. The other answer is, that might help, have a look at other open source stuff like what I've done. Valve's got open source stuff, id Software's got open source stuff, but again, they're so big you might not go directly to that sort of format. I think looking at the smaller developers like myself, like what Cherno's done, like what Nathaniel Weiss has done with some of his stuff, that you can check out his GitHub as well. He made the game Songbringer and then Wavebringer, was it? Then Songbringer 2 as well. Undeclared, mate. Unbloody declared. I don't believe it. One second, I haven't forgot about what we was talking about. Let me just put this in. Okay, yeah, so that's another way. In terms of organizing stuff, that would be my recommendation. Obviously, you know, you just go with simple stuff, simple folders, core, graphics, managers. So core is anything that doesn't go in the others. Graphics is anything to do with drawing stuff. Managers is like asset loading, that sort of stuff. But like, that's one simple structure that you could use. It's not drawing because I haven't actually drawn it, I've only positioned it. That's one structure that you could use, and it's a very basic one, so you could try that. What was your next question? Oh yeah, when to make it private or public. So you're talking about variables and functions inside the class then. At least that's what I'm assuming. Yeah, that works. You're talking about, in terms of making private and public, the general rule that you're taught at universities, I'll give that rule first, is make everything, every variable private, and only use getters and setters. So a method, if you don't know what getters and setters are, I recommend that you learn a bit more C++, but I'll explain them. Getter is a method that if you say get speed, you'll return the value of the speed. So you can't directly access the variable, prevents you from doing changes to it. But if you want to change it, you would have a set speed method, which you pass in a value, and that would override the speed. Why would you do that? One, you could do some extra check-in. Maybe speed can't go below 0, can't go above 100. Instead of relying on the outside developer, whether that's yourself or a team member, to check that, you check that in the function, and so you only have getters and setters. So that's one, way of doing it. You make sure all variables, generally all variables, are private. You just have getters and setters. Some variables will be internal. You don't need them in getters and setters for that. So that's another thing. Only do getters and setters for variables that you need technically access outside of the class. In terms of functions, make them all private, except for the ones that you again need access to outside of the class. And when you're testing the actual class, especially implementing in some sort of game or application, that's when you really know, do you need the outside. The other school of thought is, for the most part, probably have getters and setters, but if you're constantly accessing certain values, make those public and easily accessible. Ultimately, figure out a way that works best for you. Keep working at it. Otherwise, you'll just go into that philosophy of analysis by paralysis. No, paralysis by analysis, where you're just overthinking it, not doing anything, you're not even trying. You're thinking, oh, you need to have the perfect structure, perfect class system, perfect asset manager, perfect commenting, perfect this, perfect that, perfect that, and you never do anything. Whereas, like, with the way I've approached this is, I'll implement it and I'll fix it or update it and improve it afterwards, whether that afterwards is straight away or whether that's later on, or whether or not that's like I'm finding it all right and I'll update it as I need to. Whereas I've had a lot of people say, oh, why don't you do it like this? Why don't you do it like that? And frankly, some of those people I know personally, and they have projects going on, but they're not making much progress in their own one. Whereas this is progressing pretty nicely. So yeah, just make sure you do something always. I got it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. No problem. And as always, we've got the Discord group. Let me link you. If you have more questions, especially C++ or OpenGL related, hit up Root or Herdingens. They will help you loads. And feel free to join the community in general. Feel free to help out if there's something that you feel like you can share. Another showcase channel is also if you want to showcase some work, some projects, some whatever. Feel free to showcase it. Once I tried to do the same engine that you did from the Flappy game, but there was a problem with shared pointer. I think it was about version. I mean, it's possible. If there's different versions, I mean, difference in versions, you're going to get issues there as well. Okay, so. If I wanted to do it like this. Oh no, that's breakpoint. Where's the blue one gone? Okay. Okay. Trying to get my head around what's happening at the moment. Stretch that way. I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to need to check something out. wrap it in each one in foil, and then I'll whack it in my bag after. Okay. Okie dokie. I am back. Once I try to do okay, C++, let's go. You. Okay, so I was trying to figure this out, how this was working. Here we go. The center is. So not quite getting it yet. Still like the whole thing, the way it's working is eluding me. Yeah, that worked the way I was expecting to. No problem with that. Some of it again. That seemed to have worked the way that I was expecting as well. So I don't have a problem with. Okay, I'm understanding that as well. Okay, let me change this back. somewhat helped, I think, to open my eyes to what's happening. That will be the center. Okay. Somewhat beginning to make more sense. I'm still just trying to figure stuff out. Are you factoring in any ratio stuff? I guess that would look like it. Back momentarily. Okay, I'm back. This is just confusing me of what to do. I feel like for what we're doing with it, views may not be the best thing. I'm gonna digress a second. See what the latest version of SDR is and what's the situation. Yeah, does Valve develop it? I know they've used it a lot. I mean, that would make sense of why they use it so much. Did they develop it? Might have to read this a bit more. Okay, so Okay, so what I'm gonna do is probably wrap up the view stuff now and leave it as it is. It'll be one of those ones where currently we draw. Yes, there we go. And what I'll do is I'll get back to the minimap using a more custom method. That is calm. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, go back to splash state, and get rid of this, mark this back on, mark that back on. Let's now only draw part of an object. If that can be done, because if it can be, that was one of the reasons I wanted to go to the view stuff. So I thought that's what it would allow me to do. I want anything outside. I just don't want it to draw it, but I don't want the thing that like that circle. Be that big, and then as soon as it just goes a little bit off, it just doesn't draw anymore. But likewise, can't have it so yeah, it needs to fully go off, because what happens on this side then? A sprite is already part of it. Let me use its set subrect function. Set subrect. Do I have any of that stuff? So let's say if I go to circle. Well, this particular thing don't have it anyway. Clipping, that's really what I want. But then they're using a viewport. I think it should, they should be implemented, but okay. Just can't seem to. Okay. I really just want to see what the end results are. If they fix the issue that I'm having. Maybe I think they might do here. What's easy in views? Easy in views. Okay. Again, yeah, he's kept here the same ratio. No. If you look at minimaps, a lot of time the square, the rectangular, but they're all, you know, you can think of them all as a square almost. You can think of a circle as a square with the edges like sort of curved, cut off. But they have a thick width and height. I mean, they have a matching width and height a lot of the time with minimaps. That's the one thing I've always noticed. So that's what I'm trying to get my head around, like how could we do that with a view? So far I can't see a way, but if you just shrunk it down, yeah, that's, you know, that would work, but yeah, it's literally just maintain the same ratio. That looks sharp, that does. 40 was at least 1440. At least have the option for it. See what we got?
Try to match each of these tiles to its specific location.
I have a support page. You can go follow me on that if you can. No. Oh, great alarm fire. Hey guys and girls, welcome to my channel. Here,
Okay, so he's just doing a text adventure. That don't help me for what I need. Nope. So he's got a square one. I'm doing OpenGL. SFML, I bet use this for window and maybe input. And that as well. Oh, no, if it, maybe.
Welcome to my C++ gravity tutorial, creating with coin, and that it as a string object. Without it running, everything seems.
Oh, this is really helping, to be fair. Some lecture. That looks pretty decent.
And for old arcade views, excellent. We have a huge world. We're also
Obviously, this is when it was all remote. And was still a lot of it still is. To be fair, would depend where you are in the world, I guess.
if I put these until we eventually, this is the next step. Add the required number of random individuals.
You're doing great. Please check out the editor. We have an editor state. I can press escape and I can load my current map. And I'll just load in and you'll see how the culling is working here. Culling means basically that we're not updating and rendering things that are outside of the view or outside of a certain point. So right now I have the mouse position as my culling point, center point for the culling. So you'll see I'm not updating and rendering stuff around that point. This is what would be happening in the game as well. I can move my camera around.
That's all well and good, but if it's all
Enemies
square tile based,
I have different states in this editor state as well. So I have tiles here that I can render. I apologize for the first good concise for as well, guys. If you have
none of that has helped at all. All committed, but views. Left views left view as it was, and looking into a more custom approach for mini maps. Push origin. I'm gonna wrap up now. Ooh, tomorrow will be like half and half. Half GUI, half non-GUI. That's for now. Part coal. That's really what it is. We're trying to part coal something. Okay, so that's probably committed. Yes, it is. So I'm gonna wrap up. Thank you for watching. I will see you all tomorrow for another one. Me and my wife are gonna go and watch a movie now. We're gonna go and watch, what was it? My Salinger Year, my New York Year. It's also called as well. So you're going to go and see that with Sigourney Weaver and some other people as well. That's the most notable person in there. And yeah.